Theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer once claimed that within this realm of freedom, friendship is by far the rarest and the most precious good. Whether you agree with Bonhoeffer or not, most of us have seen the power of friendship at work.
We can see it in our real lives, but probably more often we see it in fictional worlds. Friendship is all over our favorite stories, whether pulling down a helicopter to try to reconnect with your brainwashed buddy, rushing headlong into danger to save your childhood friend, or even taking a bullet for somebody.
Oh my God. You saved my life.
Die, pig!
Oh my God!
Why is friendship so powerful? Why do humans bond with one another in this way? Before we begin to unpack these questions, let's pause and ask a different question. Who was your first friend? Why did you become friends? Turn to the friends around you and share.
Friendship is a strange thing. It starts in often inconsequential ways, like you sit next to them in class, you like their shoes, you both think Star Wars is overrated.
Goodness gracious me.
But friendships can also grow and blossom into affecting, meaningful, and lifelong relationships. In this episode, we're gonna talk about what friendships are, how they develop, and how we were created in part for friendship.
To begin the conversation about friendship, it will be helpful for us to have a definition of friendship.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
People who do stuff together isn't the worst definition, but there's more to it. The Encyclopedia Britannica defines friendship as a state of enduring affection, esteem, intimacy, and trust between two people.
There's a pretty good chance this does not describe many of the people we might call friend. We live in a world where the media we see and the stories we love have shifted the way we think about both casual and close friendships. On one end of the spectrum, books, TV shows, and movies have created an often unreasonably high standard for friendship. We can't all be Midoriya.
On the other end of that spectrum, social media, for bad and good, has changed the way we think about casual friendships. A lot of the people we would call friends are really more like acquaintances. We might recognize them on the street, but they don't really know much about us, our dreams, our fears, and the parts that make us, us.
Whether we use Facebook or not, its usage of the word friend has shifted the ways we think about our real-life friendships.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So the question becomes, how do we develop friendships that we could consider rare and precious? Where maybe we would even be willing to take a bullet in the butt for someone.
You know, everyone should just go home and enjoy their Christmas. You don't need to stick around here for me.
Shut up. No one's going anywhere. What you did was amazing.
Yeah, Boyle, that was some Superman stuff.
Yeah, you did the 9-9 proud.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Sorry, it's just right there. Literally, it's just right in front of me. His butt is right in my face.
I have to tell you guys something. Even though I got shot.
In the butt. Sorry.
I'd rather be here spending Christmas with all of you than on some stupid singles cruise. And I mean that from the bottom of my...
But, again, sorry.
Ow!
Shut up, Jake. Will's a hero. And so is his butt.
Good friendships require a lot of time and a lot of trust. You can't really life hack friendships. They aren't clean and manicured, and the best friendships often take time and work. And here's the hardest part. Many of us do desire deep friendships, like the ones we read about in fiction or see on TV, full of, as our definition suggested, affection, esteem, intimacy, and trust. We do desire those relationships. We just don't know how to quite get there.
The first step for deep friendships is pretty simple though. Just be someone's friend. Or is it that simple? Even just being someone's friend can be scary sometimes. Let's pause again and ask another question. What's a good way to start a friendship? Share your tips and ideas with the people around you.
Maybe this was a difficult question for you to answer. Maybe you don't even remember how you and your best friend met. This is often the case with the friendships we grew up with, and there's a powerful nostalgia with these sorts of friends, where there's less expectations and you can just be you. These friendships often have a strong influence over how we view future friendships and who we become as we grow older.
I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home.
For those of us who aren't lucky enough to have met our best friends at a young age, making friends can be awkward and uncomfortable. We have to put ourselves out there and expose ourselves to rejection and hurt. But these beginning phases of friendships are really important. We can try to skip the small talk and go straight into the deep stuff, but this strategy can backfire. We can end up oversharing in the pursuit of being authentic, especially when we're excited about our potential new friends.
You know, we underdogs have to look out for each other, right?
What's under the dogs?
Underdogs. You know, kids who are different, dressed weird, or a little sweatier than average. Too much? Too much.
It's also important to note that not every friendship grows beyond the initial small talk phase, and that's not a bad thing. We need both casual and deep friendships. We can't force every person we know to be best friends with us, and we shouldn't try.
The average American adult only has around 16 people they would call friends, and they would only say that 5 of those 16 are close friends. We can't give everyone our time and affection equally. And if we try, we can easily get burned out.
But sometimes we want to create meaningful, close friendships. This begins with identifying who you're willing to commit to and who is willing to commit to you. You might be thinking this sounds a little like another more romantic type of relationship, and we'll discuss those similarities in our next episode. But for now, the point still stands. The people you develop close friendships with should be upstanding, solid people who deserve your time and affection.
The Greek philosopher Aristotle, in his Nicomachean Ethics, believed that the deepest friendships required good character in both parties, because as he puts it, the perfect kind of friendship is that of good men who resemble one another in virtue.
So developing a deep friendship looks a lot like getting to know the other person and deciding if this is a friendship worth investing our time, our mental well-being, and our affection. Aristotle goes as far to say without knowing the person fully, we can't even really be their friend. Those who quickly come to treat one another like friends may wish to be friends, but are not really friends, unless they not only are lovable, but know each other to be so. A wish to be friends may be of rapid growth, but not friendship.
Brené Brown connects these ideas with the concept of having compassion, which literally means to suffer with. Deep friends are the people with whom we suffer and who suffer with us. When we're looking for compassion, it's about connecting with the right person at the right time about the right issue.
One of the best examples of this kind of compassion is in Pixar's Inside Out. Confronted with Bing Bong's existential sadness, Joy tries to fix his emotions, but sadness decides to suffer with Bing Bong.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, Bing Bong, look at this. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time, we had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness.
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm okay now. Come on. The train station is this way.
Sadness acted out of a place of care and compassion. And as we develop deeper friendships, care and compassion will begin to grow within us. This means the love we have for our friends is going to become more and more unconditional, more and more Christ-like. Another great philosopher, Donkey from Shrek, puts it this way.
You are mean to me. You insult me and you don't appreciate anything that I do. You always push me around or pushing me away.
Oh yeah? Well, if I treated you so bad, how come you came back?
Because that's what friends do. They forgive each other.
And when we turn to the Bible, Paul in his letter to the Corinthians famously puts it this way. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things.
If this sounds like a high standard for love and friendship, it's because it is. Friendships are significant and powerful. You may have heard it before, but there is truth in the old saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Our friendships can have significant influence on how we grow as people, how we behave, and even how we think. Baylor professor Alan Jacobs puts it this way, thinking is necessarily, thoroughly, and wonderfully social. Everything you think is a response to what someone else has thought and said.
Before we conclude, it's important to address that some people feel like they don't need friends. Maybe someone they thought was their friend betrayed them and broke their trust. Maybe they've convinced themselves that to rely on others is to be weak and it's better to go it alone, like some sort of way less rich Batman. But here's the thing, betrayal is real, hurt is real, but we are not designed to walk through this life alone.
When God created the world, there was only one thing he said was not good. It is not good that man should be alone. Humans need God, but we also need each other. Our well-being includes our relationship with God, our spiritual health, but it also includes our relationships with our friends, our relational health. Knowing that we matter to someone, knowing that someone cares is powerful. May we have the courage to jump into friendships, the courage to love one another as Jesus loved us, and the courage to be known by our friends.